Alright, we're back here to get a buzzsaw and a lathe done today. And first thing we're going to need for the buzzsaw is cobalt brass. And cobalt brass is made with cobalt, brass, and aluminum. I'm not sure why there's aluminum now, but apparently it needs aluminum. If we look up cobalt brass dust in here. Dun, 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 dun. If you look up the dust itself, there is no recipe for it anymore. But if you go into look for cobalt in combination smelting, you will see cobalt brass needs 7 brass, 1 aluminum, and 1 cobalt for 9 cobalt brass. Temperature is 1202. So the first thing we're going to have to do is make some brass. And as long as he hasn't changed it, brass is pretty easy. It's just copper and zinc. Yeah, I was worried about that. Zinc boils pretty high up. I was afraid I might lose it dropping it in there. Let's go ahead and let that cool off just a bit. And I know for the lathe I need a screw. So we're going to make 2 of these. And I don't have a lathe, so I got to do it the old way with the file. So we put this here and this here, file here, and that makes us a bronze screw. Now the other thing that I need for the lathe is a tiny diamond plate. Now the tiny diamond plate can be made with chipped or flawless, so we only need 1, so we're going to do chipped. Should be like this. There we go, 2 tiny diamond plates. So I guess we could just get the lathe done right now. I think I've got everything for it now. If I wouldn't have hit that extra button there. Alright. So we got big gear, small gear, screw, tiny diamond plate, and triple bronze with a screwdriver this time. Alright, so we're gonna need 4. Why was I trying to make quadruples? Okay. Triples, screwdriver, diamond plate, screw, big gear, little gear. And that makes us a lathe. Now this should need rotational power, which it does. Give me my screwdriver. And it needs it from the back. No, from the bottom. Let me look at this thing here, because it looked like it had an output on the side. see, that's the input. That's the output. Front and back, so it's got to be rotational energy from the bottom. Alright, so we'll do that, which in real life the power from a lathe comes from the left hand side. That's why I kind of figured that's where it was going to come from. Hit the power and yep, that turns it on. So it's got to be from the bottom. And then you can use this to make bolts into screws, ingots into rods, which personally I would just use a crucible. And the big thing is you can make sticks from a plank, 2 sticks from a plank. It looks like you can make long sticks from a log. And that's, and then the lenses, but not a whole lot of uses for those yet. And rounds, I still haven't seen a use for those. So there we go. We got that done. Let's go see if this crucible is cooled off yet. Alright, it's cooled off. Where to put my zinc at? There it is. Throw that in there. Do I got any more in here? There we go. Because I need 7 of them, so I gotta do 2 sets. Alright, I'm gonna start heating this up. And it'll change to kind of like a bronze color. Because it has the copper in there, the zinc won't go out now because it was allowed to melt before it was thrown in rather than thrown in when it was way too damn hot. So now we get up to about that 1200 and we should turn into brass. And then once it does that, then we can throw in our aluminum and cobalt. And we should just have a little bit of excess brass when we're done. If I did this right, I think I threw enough copper in there. There we go. Now we throw in the aluminum, throw in the cobalt, and come on, 1200. There we go. We got cobalt brass. And let's get this extra cobalt out first. And then we'll get all of our cobalt brass. Now, when I looked up a cobalt brass gear, which is what we're needing, it didn't look like it used the sticks. It looked like it was just 4 plates. And I'm still on lathe. So let's go back to the buzzsaw here. See, it just needs wire cutters, file, wrench, hammer, and 4 plates. Oh, that's because it's a buzzsaw blade, not a gear. Dumbass. Helps if I look at things a little bit better, huh? It's terrible I can't read where the crap, and I don't, I guess, look at shit very well either. They look too much alike to me. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. What order was those in? Wrench, file, cutters, hammer. Wrench, file, cutters, hammer. I'm going to have to make a new wrench soon. So there's our buzzsaw blade, not a gear. And now we need triple bronze and diamond dust. Diamond dust is not an issue. I have diamond dust coming out of my nether regions. No, that does not mean that there's diamond dust pouring out of my nether portal. Which would be interesting to see, but that's not where it's coming from. Okay, so triples. They go around like this. Diamond dust on top, buzzsaw blade in the center, and tiny gears around there, and we got a buzzsaw. Now, I never did go and make another engine for my buzzsaw, so I'm going to have to pick up my lathe and put the buzzsaw down, because it looks like, oh, it wants it from the back. Okay, which is why this was facing this way. Alright, so that goes there. Buzzsaw, you can get slabs out of planks. It uses water or lubricant, which we currently don't have lubricant. The nice thing is you can make planks out of logs, either 4 at a time or 6 at a time, depending on if you're using water or lube. And you can get carpet out of wool. Should also be able to cut bolts out of rods, I do believe, but I'm not seeing that in here yet. Might be another one of those things that he hasn't got done yet. Stained glass panes out of stained glass, or any glass. Turn this bad boy on, and you can see the little particles change, so it's working. Again, you're going to have input, output. So there's our buzzsaw. Now we get to go and make stainless steel. Now this is one that I never actually got to work before, because I have an old book that has the old recipe. The new recipe, you have to have nickel and iron turned into Ingvar. Apparently somebody's trying to join and having issues. I'm going to have to get a hold of him, because I'm not sure who that is, and see if I can help him after this. So first thing we got to do is get that iron up to wrought iron temperature, and then give it some nickel, and that'll turn it into, because to make Ingvar it has to be wrought iron. And then we actually have to turn this other iron into wrought iron as well, but we'll do that after we get the Ingvar out. And let's see, this has to be 230. So let's go ahead and drop this right there. Take it up to 2100 and get this bronze out of here. That's all I got. Alright. I think there's gonna be like half a thing left. Actually, there might be a couple more. Yeah. Should be about 7 of them. 5, 6. 6? Okay, 6. Alright. So, oh yeah, I had to make 2, not 1. There should be 8 total. I'm trying to figure out where my Gregtech extra armor went. Should be hanging right there in the middle, and it's not there. I have to figure out where that went. I don't like it when things just disappear around here. Other than my reactor side chamber over there, I ain't had anything disappear, but apparently now my armor wants to. I don't use it very often, so it's not that big a deal, but still like to know where it's at. Okay, we got the platinum done, so let's get 2 platinum rods out of here. Turn that off. And copper will boil at 28, so we can go ahead and throw this in. And we can grab 2 copper rods when it gets done. Come on, give me the other one. Thank you, thank you. Okay, our iron just melted. Now we just gotta wait for it to turn to wrought iron, which will be about 2000. And then we'll drop in some nickel. $19.80, $19.90. There's 2000. Now it's wrought iron. Now we'll give it our 2 nickel. Let it heat back up. And that'll turn into Invar. There's our Invar. Now go ahead and turn this off for a minute. And let's pull this out. She's going to waste a lot of heat, but when doing something that has this many steps, I don't like to just keep throwing things in. I like to be a little more precise about it, make sure things get done right. Now, we just threw in 8 iron, which is going to turn into 8 wrought iron. So that's going to be too much to make a double batch anyways. So I'm going to have to take half of that out before I make it. Otherwise, we're not going to have enough to get everything in there. Because I was thinking about it. Most electrolyzer recipes are medium voltage. So I'm going to make a medium voltage electrolyzer rather than a low voltage electrolyzer. Plus, I have all medium voltage wire running anyways. So I might as well utilize it. So we need, oh, I click on the wrong one. Medium voltage. We need double stainless steel plates for that. That's what the copper and the platinum rods are for. And then I'm also making the coagulator, and it needs stainless steel as well. Hopefully with 2 batches we'll have enough. Alright, turn that off for just a second. 2, 3, 4. Now we'll add 1, 2, 3. 1 manganese, 1 chrome. Turn that back on. And if we look this up, we need to get to 1943. 4 wrought iron, 3 inbar, 1 chromium, 1 magnesium. Which is exactly what we just threw in. And then we've got enough down here to make another batch as soon as this one gets out. If we need double ingots, that'll be 2, 4, or double plates, that'll be 2, 4, 6, 8. So this batch will be enough for the electrolyzer. And I think that's what we need for the coagulator, but I'm not positive. Now, just in case you don't remember me telling you, alright, looks like our stainless is now done. To get the chromium, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can either find crates of it in a dungeon chest, which is where mine came from, or you can electrolyze ruby dust, which will come from either ruby or from centrifuging redstone. So you're going to have to make a centrifuge, unless you find a dungeon. You're going to have to make a centrifuge and electrolyzer before you can make. How is that even possible? Wait a minute. I don't think he thought this through. You need a coagulator to make rubber. You need rubber to make wires. Is he expecting you to use uncoated wires to run your electrolyzer? Because you're going to have to make an electrolyzer low voltage, or before you're going to be able to. Wait a minute. Can you even make? I think you need medium voltage to make chrome. 1 second here. Recipe. See, there's the crate. I don't think we have chromium ore. Electrolyzer 48 EU from ruby dust. Chromium dioxide, which we don't have. Chromite, which I don't think we have. And ultravite, which we have, but it's comes from something else. Magnesium ore will give you tiny piles of chromium. Okay, well, I guess that's one way to do it. You got to find magnesium. And I guess ruby will give you some too. So I guess that's the way you're going to have to do it to get your first chrome. Huh. I'm used to doing everything machine way. This doing it through byproduct thing is a little different. So you're going to have to get the rubies and magnesium ore, which usually finding magnesium in a dungeon is a lot easier than finding magnesium ore. Alright, let's get this electrolyzer done. I'm going to have to make some screws, so I'm going to have to melt some more of this back down. That's electric heater. Electrolyzer. So it's double stainless plates, wrench, and rods. Alright. So we're going to do this. This is going to go like this. These are going to go here. These are going to go here. And I bet I lost my wrench. Daggone it. It was almost broke, so we'll just make a new one. I got plenty of extra bronze plates. We'll make a bronze one this time. Alright. Double stainless plates. We really need a table that holds on to crap. And there's our medium voltage electrolyzer. Now, like I had said in the last 2 episodes about this thing, it is one of the only machines that will take direct energy. So it will go straight onto your wire. This is your output for fluid. This is your output for items. This is your input for items. Turn the power on and it should start working. I don't see any sparkly bits on the front though, but this is going to be for charcoal to carbon. Amethyst, you can get silicon dioxide and iron. Emerald, you'll get beryllium and stuff. Trying to look for one that I might have available that we can do real quick. Make sure this bad boy's working. Coal to carbon. I know I got plenty of coal. This is going to be nice for being able to get carbon to make steel instead of having to have dark ash all the time. Let's grab a couple of these. And we'll go try it out. That's the oven, doofus. Alright. I'll turn it on. And it's not working. So, what is its problem? It's got medium voltage cable, which is hooked to my medium voltage line. And it should be taking in power. This is running. I'm wondering if that's the problem. I'm wondering if that's taking the power. Let's go ahead and put it over here where it'll be all by itself. Wow. Okay, don't do that. Holy hell. I think my game sounds are turned way down, so you guys may not have been able to hear that, but that didn't work. That was quite loud. Oh my God, that was quite loud. I've got to, I think it's because he's got this set to run with his electric, not IC2. I'm not sure, but I'm not going to be able to show you how that works because now my ears are bleeding. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's make something that doesn't take power, which is our coagulator. Which I do believe I need 3 screws, so that'll be 6 bolts, so that'll be just 1 plate, and it needs double, so yep, I got plenty. So throw that bad boy in there. We'll turn that on. What's the melting point of this stuff? 19, so 21 is fine. And we'll go ahead and make our double plates. Alright, so we need double plates, screws, and a wrench and a screwdriver. And you know what? I don't even need 8 because I have a lathe now. I just got to put it back down because I still got to go get another engine made, or motor made, which actually I'm going to let that heat up for right now until I get that other motor made. What I can do is just turn this up like this when I want to use the lathe. Put the lathe up here, and then I can run them both off the same motor as long as I'm not wanting to run them both at the same time. So that'll work. Bad thing about using this crucible is I haven't put a second thermometer on here, so I can't check my temperature. I only know when it's up to temperature because this light will start flashing. This wire here will start flashing on me. So I do have this turned off, which it's actually on to turn it off. So now we'll just get this done and we will have our coagulator. And that will be all of the machines and things for this update. The only thing I haven't made yet is the extenders. And they just need steel plates and gears. Unless I make this one, then it'll just be quadruple steel. So basically they're just a relay that moves the things from your, or allows you to access them, which thanks to Under Siege again for pointing out how my brain doesn't always work quite right. He pointed out that it's 6 of them per block because there's 6 sides to a block. I'm thinking there's only one side that outputs fluid. So why would you need 6 of them on a block? But it might be because you are using it with like a Buildcraft tank, because it's supposed to work with any mod. And if you put one, you could then put one tank extender on each side of a Buildcraft tank. So I think I'm going to do them in a separate video just to see what I can get for them to do and work and all that good happy horse shit. And there's my screws falling out the side. And from what I've been told, this coagulator is very, very slow. So actually making latex and putting it into it is not really going to do us any good, because it's going to take forever to do what it needs to do. But there's a coagulator. Like I said, you just got to make latex, which is squeezing. It takes it in from the top, puts it out through the bottom. And apparently I didn't lose this wrench because I just used it. So one way you can do this, if you're not running just a single tank, is to, or a single squeezer, is to put the coagulator right here and then put your stuff in to be squeezed, and it'll automatically deposit right in there. I am going to go ahead and squeezificate some resin in there to make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to do, but we're probably not going to see any results. Gimme all the yummy sticky resin. Alright, so get in there and give me a wire. Where's all my wire? Alright, who stole the cable? There's the cable. Oh, cable's right there in my inventory. I'm telling you, I'm blind. As Junior would tell you, blind, deaf, and dumb. Alright, so that's doing the squeezing. Oh, that's not slow. What was he talking about? That's going pretty quick. There we go. We got nuggies. We got rubber chip nuggies. Now, those, we can turn 9 of them into a rubber bar. So that's how we're going to get our rubber now to make our cables. So for this, you're going to have to use one of those motors that are downstairs, or engines that are downstairs. The steam ones to do the first bit. Unless you're going to use uncabled wire, which is supposed to be dangerous, because if you run into it, you're going to get electrified, but I don't think it works that way in this one. If we ever get Gregtech wiring, it's definitely going to be dangerous, and it'll be very lossy. If he implements the wires like he did wires in Gregtech 5. So we can turn the squeezer power off, which again, you don't have to break the wire like I am. You can use one of these things. Is this still running? No. Okay. I just haven't made enough of them because I didn't have enough rubber up here. I got the cables made for it, but I don't have didn't have enough rubber made up to make up more. So I guess it is a little bit time consuming because you got to wait for it to come out in nugget form. I said grab that. What is it doing? Did not want to be grabbed, it did. And there's our rubber. So, that's the coagulator, the lathe and buzzsaw, and an attempt on an electrolyzer. I really got to figure out what in the hell that issue was. So that is all the machines that we have up to now. As long as I didn't forget one again, which I don't think I did this time. I actually went back and checked the change log to make sure I didn't forget anything this time. So let's take a picture to send to the group of guys on the server and show them all our handiwork here. And I will see you guys in the next one, where I will try to be doing a power mechanic type tutorial thingy bopper sort of. Not really looking forward to it because I'm not sure how good it's going to come out, but we're going to try it. You guys ask, I'll try to make it. So take it easy, have a good one. Hope this helped. Hope you enjoyed watching me screw up as usual, and I will see you later.